first was that a vessel off of Greece had capsized, carrying hundreds of people on board, with hundreds of lives lost. The second news
What's wrong, Whistle?
of course, the
What's wrong, Whistle?
vessel
What's wrong, girlie?
had disappeared. It's obviously impossible not to compare
What's wrong, Whistle?
scope of tragedy to disaster.
There's Whistle. She doesn't know what where Tiger is. That's good.
The purpose of this video is to look at some of the techniques involved in locating the wreck of Titan, and there's been a few more developments actually since I wrote the points of the script.
So yeah, guys.
Script to explain, but I thought you might be interested in some of the techniques and some of the technologies involved in actually locating the wreck.
So yeah, guys. Let me give you some real quick now. It will be 5 minutes.
Sonar, radar, sonar buoys, you know, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd explain some of it for you and just look at the technical aspects. We're not going to be going into a lot of conjecture because, as always, the internet is full of conjecture and misinformation. Of course, the submersible was lost with 5 people on board.
You're good, Whistle. You're good, Whistle. You're good.
Mine and many within the ocean.
You're good, Whistle.
Paul Henri Nargillet, PH as he was known, giant in his field, and just an absolute legend. So yeah, it's been pretty tough. And I don't think the ocean liner Titanic community is particularly big, so it feels a little bit like we've lost some family here. And yeah, I think we're all very sad.
It's about time for Hellbot to be out, guys, and yes, we are going to watch it. Yes, we are going to react to it. And Whistle's not doing nothing, which is surprising.
Speak to some of the more technical parts of the situation, which is more in the character of the channel. So I'm going to split this video up into a couple of parts. First, I'll explain why companies like OceanGate even dived to the Titanic in the first place. Then we'll look at the submersible Titan itself and how it was built. And then finally, the techniques that have been used and the immense challenges inherent in the epic search for the submarine. So first of all, why do we dive the wreck of the Titanic? Why do we continue to do so? Titanic's wreck was found back in 1985 by Dr. Robert Ballard and his team. She's resting almost 4 kilometers down at something like 12,500 feet in absolutely crushing depth. And since then, there have been dozens of dives out to the wreck of Titanic in all different kinds of submersibles, the most famous probably being Alvin, owned by the US Navy and operated by Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. It's been in service since 1964. Alvin had 5,000 dives under its belt, and it's still in service today. The 2 Mir submarines, James Cameron used those quite extensively. You've seen them. If you've watched the movie Titanic, you've seen those tried and true building a craft. Just recently laid up, it could probably still work just fine. You know, just a month ago we made a video on this channel about the really exciting things that were being done by Magellan and Atlantic Productions in scanning the Titanic wreck and taking photographs of it and turning that into a photogrammetry model. So there's still clearly a lot of interest in the Titanic, and I feel like a lot of this is being mischaracterized as some kind of just millionaires' folly that they're just running tour, you know, they call it the tourist submarine experience, which is just not true.
So guys, I'm just going to time until
scientific research.
It's almost noon. Hellbot should be coming on in a little bit, and yes, I'm going to react to it live on the channel.
In the casualty list was lost in the submersible. The primary stated goal of OceanGate is to examine the Titanic for 2 reasons. Predominantly for science. So the Titanic wreck is interesting because it rests on the seafloor in what is essentially an underwater desert. It's not flat. There are mountains about as tall as those that we have on the surface here, like Mount Everest, for example. There are basins. Titanic itself rests in kind of like a valley between all these big mountainous ranges underwater. But because it's so deep, there's not a wide variety of life all over the place like you'd see on a coral reef, for example. There's sparse pieces here and there. You kind of have to know what you're looking for. The Titanic, by sheer nature of it being so big, has now turned into something like a bit of an oasis, you know, in this desert. Now there's hundreds and hundreds of species of not only animals like rat-tailed fish and things like that, but also microbes that were previously unknown to science. And they actually named one after Titanic. It was discovered as late as 2010, and it was called Palamonas titanicae. So we're still learning things about our planet. And the whole point of Ocean Gate was to use the Titanic as an opportunity to teach the world about things that we didn't know about the oceans. Very famously, they say that we know probably more about space than we do about the bottom of the ocean. To fund this venture, Ocean Gate also allowed for civilians to come along and receive some minimal training as mission specialists and just kind of go down on the dives. But to my knowledge, they weren't running dives purely for tourist reasons, just for people to go and sightsee. These were scientific expeditionary dives and capturing data points, and then they would have civilians along to fund it. So we dived the Titanic to learn about the science, to learn about our world, things we don't know, and also to learn about the history. Titanic has been shrouded in mystery and intrigue and total misinformation. So, reviewing it, keeping the historical record straight, Ocean Gate has got us some of the most incredible footage of the Titanic in unbelievable quality that would have been unthinkable, decades ago. That just, in the last couple of years was front page news. But the actual mission statement of Ocean Gate was a legitimate scientific one. So that's why we dived the Titanic. The Titanic is kind of like the sugar that sweetens the medicine, as it were. I use it on my channel. If you watch any of my videos, like the one I did the other week about how do they navigate Titanic, well, congratulations, because now you understand how almost every other ship from that era navigated, because Titanic used the same stuff. So you put it in the context of Titanic, people will click, people are interested in it, and people will learn a lot. So let's talk about the submersible type. Why is it not a submarine? This is a semantic thing, but a submersible is a vehicle that can submerge, but is predominantly reliant on exterior support. So in the case of Titan, she was not tethered to the mothership, but relied on navigational inputs and things like that. A submarine is almost a completely self-independent vehicle that wouldn't need exterior support to operate or function correctly. So that's the difference between the two, and that's why Titan is more correctly referred to as a submersible, but of course the terms are being used interchangeably, so I'm not a pedant about using the right terms. So if I alternate between submersible and submarine, please forgive me. The guiding philosophy around Titan's design and construction is simplicity. We've seen the news make a huge deal out of the fact that a simple games controller, a Logitech Bluetooth controller, was used to control the submarine. This doesn't smack of last-minute unpreparedness or cheapness. This is almost kind of becoming standard practice. The US Navy, for example, the submarine USS Colorado has employed almost identical controllers for operating the sub's weapons, some of the weapon systems, to operate the photonic masts, which essentially replace the periscope in a submarine. So it's easy, it's intuitive, and it's simple, and it is tried and true. These are OEM parts. They are off the shelf, but they're off the shelf because they are tried and true. You can use them. Now, how was Titan built, and what made it unique? Well, recently many experts have come forward claiming that they were concerned about the way the submersible was designed and constructed. So let's look at why and how Titan is a departure from traditional deep-sea submersible design. First, I need to introduce you to Alvin. Alvin is a research deep-sea submersible first introduced in 1964.
Wow.
5,000 dives under its belt, and it's still in service today. Most deep-sea submersibles follow Alvin's pattern of design. At its core, if you strip away all the surface-level exterior stuff, the submersible is built around this crew compartment called the pressure vessel. Everything outside of this compartment is simply equipment which by themselves don't need protection from the crushing water pressure at depth, but everything inside the pressure vessel must be protected, including the crew. So the pressure vessel has to be able to stand up to the insane conditions. In the case of the Titanic wreck site, pressure is about 400 times that on the surface, with the equivalent of 6,000 pounds per square inch, or 3 tons of pressure per square inch. To survive this kind of insane force, the Alvin's pressure vessel is a special shape. It's a sphere, a ball, made out of titanium, which is itself an immensely strong metal, with a wall thickness of about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. This is important, so I'm going to keep it here on screen. The pressure vessel can fit 3 crew and their equipment. But why is the pressure vessel in the shape of a ball? Well, a sphere is extremely good at uniformly distributing the pressures of deep water, being perfectly round, and with virtually no weak spots where pressures can focus and build up. The entire structure reinforces itself. Now let's look at Titan. Beneath the superficial paneling on the outside, the submersible was also built around a pressure vessel. but this one was not in the shape of a ball, but a cylinder. Why the departure from tried and true engineering? Well, this could be linked to OceanGate's business model, taking civilian backers as mission crew to help fund the research. For this, Titan would simply need to carry more people. You could try and cram 5 into a sphere, but you'd need to make it larger than Alvin's pressure vessel. The bigger the sphere gets, the weaker it is, so then the walls would need to be made thicker, but then you've added a lot of extra weight. Remember, the sub still needs to be able to power itself along underwater and even be plucked from the ocean at the end of the mission, so it can't be too heavy. Instead, Titan would employ a long cylindrical pressure vessel that could fit 5, which was 2 more people than Alvin. So how do you make a cylinder able to withstand the pressures of the ocean? Well, OceanGate decided to use carbon fiber to create the cylindrical pressure vessel. This is an actual video of them making the pressure vessel. This was a wound carbon fiber hull where they literally wound strands of carbon fiber over a cylinder until the desired wall thickness was achieved. That wall thickness, a whopping 12.7 centimeters or 7 inches. This is a huge jump on Alvin's 2 inches because the cylindrical pressure vessel was much bigger and its shape was possibly not as adept at evenly distributing the compressive forces at depth, so the walls simply had to be thicker.
For us, then it's not going to be us.
So now you have a carbon fiber tube, but that needs to be made watertight. So the carbon fiber was capped at either end with titanium rings, which would be used to then attach the hemisphere end pieces, which were also very heavily reinforced, made out of titanium. After the carbon fiber pressure vessel was formed, the titanium rings were bonded to it at either end. So the exact method of bonding is a mystery to me, but articles online from when this was done in 2017 focus on tight engineering tolerances and a high amount of precision. And into these rings could be bolted the heavy-duty end hemispheres, one of which featured an acrylic viewing porthole which was about 7 inches thick. Now, let's talk about possible points of failure for both designs. Naturally, hatches and portholes might be seen as weak points, but they actually aren't. They use water pressure to their benefit. Alvin has a single crew hatch on top of the pressure vessel. You'd think that this might be a weak point, but the water pressure acting on the submersible from the outside actually presses in on the hatch, making the seal even more watertight. The same is true of the portholes. They're small, round, and extremely thick, good at distributing pressure, and they're pressed in against the pressure vessel, creating a watertight seal. Remember when I mentioned that a sphere is adept at distributing pressures? There are no obvious places for pressure to build up. Right angles are the worst for this. The infamous de Havilland Comet was a jet airliner that suffered a series of explosive decompressions because pressure built up in the corner of its square windows and tore the aircraft's skin. Now, aircraft windows are rounded so that they evenly distribute the stress. It's the same principle. Titan had a couple of right angles, most obviously at either end of the pressure vessel where the end domes met the rings. But remember, the water pressure would be acting on these from the outside to make the seal even more watertight. Much has been made by the media about Stockton Rush, OceanGate's CEO, talking about how the porthole would be, quote, squeezed in by the water. And now you know he was probably referring to the pressure which was used to the submersible's benefit at depth to create even tighter seals. Instead, areas of concern around Titan focus on the materials. Wound carbon fiber is not like titanium. It's made up of layers of the material wound atop one another and essentially cured into place.
So to suck.
After dozens of dive cycles
Yeah,
and
you can suck.
pressurizations,
You can suck
remember,
that
at this
again,
point, the submersible is about 5 or 6 years old. The fear is that the material might be susceptible to delamination, where the individual layers may separate. On top of that, there are 2 points in Titan where different materials in the pressure vessel meet. At either end, where the carbon fiber hull is bonded to the titanium rings. The guiding philosophy of submersible design was to avoid introducing potential points of failure, especially in a pressure vessel where
I think I was getting
materials
scammed.
meet. Here
Not
is
this
Titan.
week, next week maybe. What's the latest gonna happen next week? Maybe next week it's gonna happen. I don't think Hellboss is coming out today. I think it might be coming out tomorrow or next week. Because I don't see it, so they must have changed it. Class C license. Game over. And if it is canceled and it doesn't happen, I'll just put notes on then.
Starring that Oscar-winning rabbit, Bugs Bunny.
And also starring my fast villain friend, the Roadrunner.
Roadrunner, beep, if he catches you, you through. Roadrunner, beep, the coyote catches you. Roadrunner, if he catches you, you through. The coyote is really a crazy clown. Beep, beep. When you learn that he never gets home, he's wild. Beep, beep. Poor little Roadrunner never bothers anyone. Beep, beep. But the road to life is having fun. Beep, beep. The Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Show.
The Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Show will return after these messages.
Oh, howdy, partner. Time for tire. Do you ever get that hungry feeling after school? Boy, I do. I'm so hungry, I could eat a wagon wheel.
When I'm slow on the draw and I need something to chaw, I hanker for a hunk of cheese. When my 10 gallon hat's a feeling 5 gallons flat, I got something planned, which is little cheese sandwiches. Come on.
Here's a great little snack to tide you over till dinner. If you want something delicious and nutritious, cheese is a super snack. Look, a wagon wheel.
When I get up and go ahead, and win.
That just sounds wrong. Snow Hellboss, it looks like? Or this is how must have passed out. Who knows, but I'm with the camera rolling. There goes the post.
This is my comeback. Start yours at PurdueGlobal.edu.
There's one simple exotic herb that anyone can use to flush out nail fungus almost overnight. Did you know that nail fungus has nothing to do with your hygiene? The fungus is merely a symptom of an underlying issue in your body. Here's the problem.
Jack! Ayun bote! Jack!
RMS Titanic was a British passenger liner, which was operated by the White Star Line. It sank in the North Atlantic Ocean on April 15, 1912. After striking an iceberg during its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, to New York City. This disaster remains the deadliest peacetime sinking of an ocean liner or cruise ship. The Titanic was the largest ship afloat at the time, and it was built by the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. It was 882 feet and 9 inches long, with a maximum breadth of 92 feet and 6 inches. And it had 10 decks: the boat deck, which is where the lifeboats were housed; A deck, or the promenade deck, which contained first-class cabins, a smoking lounge, and writing rooms; B deck, or the bridge deck, which housed additional first-class cabins and accommodations; C deck, or the shelter deck, which is where crew members and the third-class public rooms were; D deck, or the saloon deck, which was dominated by 3 large public rooms, the first-class reception room, and the first-class and second-class dining saloons; E deck, or the upper deck, which was predominantly used for passenger accommodations for all 3 classes; F deck, or the middle deck, which mainly accommodated members of the second and third classes; G deck, or the lower deck, which was the lowest complete deck that carried passengers; and the orlop decks and tank top. The orlop decks were used as cargo spaces, and the tank top provided a platform for a lot of the ship's important parts like boilers, engines, turbines, and electrical generators to be housed. The Titanic carried some of the wealthiest people in the world, as well as hundreds of emigrants from Great Britain, Ireland, Scandinavia, and elsewhere throughout Europe, who were seeking a new life in America and Canada. Although the sinking of the Titanic has inspired many works of non-fiction and fiction alike, in the forms of books, movies, etc., it still remains a rather elusive mark in history. As such, here are 15 photos of the Titanic before it sank.
And because we proudly stand
YouTube.
behind our products, you'll get our...
Hell of a Boss, Season 1, Episode 8. Hell of a Boss, Season 1, Episode 8. June 24th, 2023. Okay, I'm gonna watch it in 2 seconds. I gotta do one more thing. We've been waiting this video for a long time. Now it finally came in, so now we can watch it. Now it's been waiting for this for a while now. Rats. Okay guys, we've been waiting for this video for a very long time. Episode 8. So if you guys don't know, this is a continuation of episode 7 of Aussies. Right after, according to what we know, it's right after the party, and they had Aussies. So we know Stolas and Blitz are hurting. That's all we're supposed to know. That's how the end of season 1, episode 7 happened. So this is season 1, episode 8, Queen Bee. So let's see how this works. It's 16 minutes long. So here we go, guys. No warnings.
You want me to drop you off here?
Oh, yeah, this looks right. I, haven't been here before.
Okay, guys. So it looks like Luna. Okay, so they put no warning up enough for us, so that's surprising. No warnings, no nothing. So Luna's in a limo.
You want me to drop you off here?
Oh, yeah, this looks right. I, haven't been here before.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Hey, girl. Glad you could make it.
Tex! Yeah, hey. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. Hey, everyone. Meet the new face.
All of them are hellhounds. That's surprising.
Drink or anything?
Oh, sure. Yeah, totally.
Imps.
I'm not gonna go gaga unless you fucking run this time. That is so not fetch. Not fetch. Yeah, like that happens all the time. OMJ. Luna? Lunatic Luna? That you?
Yeah, it's Luna. Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe you're showing up to another party. I mean, do you even remember the last one?
I'm sure you'll remind me.
Yeah, this you, right?
She threw up.
Why do you still have that?
It brings me joy. You know, you're supposed to keep things that bring you joy. Wow, you're being really negative. Your aura is really aggressive right now.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe it's because I'm in the presence of a massive fish.
Woo!
My dog. Wow.
What? Is that not an okay thing to say? Like, come on, it's true. You can't say that.
Did I miss anything?
No. No, nothing. No.
How are my dirty bitches doing tonight?
Y'all ready to party? The queen bee of gluttony.
Ooh, that place sounds so. Ooh.
Hell yeah, because the honey is flowing tonight, and this bitch about to get fucking wild. Let's get it started!
Voice sounds familiar.
Hey, I'm what you need.
No way.
I got it all. A carnivore. I'll bring you a I'll take you through. I'm sticky sweet, stuck in your teeth like cotton candy.
No way. The same thing that Vizzy Pop drew for Die Young. Same design, same everything. Have you ever seen this video from Vizzy Pop maybe called Die Young? Same character, same design, same voice. Well, same character, almost exactly the same character design. Same face, that's it. Same face, but oh, wow. This is wow. Something about cotton candy. Oh, okay. So it sounds like this is a Okay, so this must be a parody they made of... Okay, so this must be a parody of Die Young. Already, this sounds like a... I rewind a little bit. It sounds like a parody of Die Young, but their parody is Cotton Candy. So it's like a parody of her Die Young video she did. Same character, instead of using Die Young, they use Cotton Candy. Who knows? Maybe the song's pretty good. Maybe I'll put it on my... Who knows? So far, this is already awesome. I rewind to drop. Hope my cable doesn't screw up. So here we go again. So Cotton Candy is a song.
Hey, I'm what you need, I'm what you want, I got it. A carnival, I'll bring you, I'll take you. I'm sticky sweet, stuck in your teeth. Like
So that's Veils above. She looks like a...
cotton candy. Cotton
She does not look like a bee at all. Busy Pop doesn't even look like a bee.
candy. Cotton candy. I'm what you want, not what you need. Hey, I don't know why. I'm what you want, but it's the truth. I'm not your lie. Let them be king, let them be pie. Or better yet, let them be cotton candy.
Yep, she's the queen. So yes, she is the queen. Beelzebub. But she looks like a bee.
Now what you need, cotton candy skies, sweet as apple pie. I can't help but shine, brighter than the starlight in the sky. Yeah, cotton
Luna does not feel safe. I know you feel Luna.
what you want, not what you need. So what you want? You hungry? Take a bite
Damn, big taco.
tonight.
Big drinks.
So what you want?
Big plastic them.
Brings the sweet stuff, so keep making me that motherfucking honey. Yeah, keep it coming. Cotton candy. Cotton candy. Cotton candy. I'm what you want, not what you need. Cotton candy skies, sweet as apple pie. I can't help but shine, brighter than the stars.
Okay, that kind of looks like the New York Time ball. Now exploded Cotton Candy. Wow. Damn trailers. This is already making me feel uncomfortable being here. I would never want to be there because it makes me feel uncomfortable. Oh, poor Luna.
Vortex! The party is buzzing now. But I feel like I went a little too hard with the confetti this time, though. I have like a rainbow in my vagina right now.
Okay.
Oh, hey! Is this the sweet pup you told me about? Excuse me? She's a fucking cutie! Where you been hiding, girl?
Is there something funny?
Nah, I'm just really high on all this tasty energy right now. Tech says you don't get invited out much. I hope this itty-bitty get-together can serve as a fun first time. I would have thrown a bigger one, but I couldn't convince Belphegor to let me break into her stash of party drugs. So fucking lame. I mean...
Oh, so you're not Belphegor. You're just renting her house. So you're having a party at Belphegor's mansion, so you're not Belphegor. Okay. So you're not the Queen Bee. You're just a friend borrowing her price. Okay.
I usually just steal them, but Belle changed the law. She says I'm a total jackass for trying, but
Hey, I'm proud to be a total jackass.
Anyway, yeah, B, this is Luna. Luna, this is my girlfriend, B.
Nice to meet you, bitch. Oh, this is... She's hot. Holy shit. Okay, Tex, you didn't tell me she was hilarious. That's so funny. Right. I love that that's the first thing you say to me. You don't give a shit how freaky you come off, and that's fucking beautiful. You are my new favorite person.
Am I though?
Yeah, bitch. No, really. Reminds me of the first time I saw Satan without a shirt on. I was like, ooh, boy, you are hot as hell. But then I wanted to die because it was so awkward. Because he's more like a brother to me, you know, but not actually my brother. So I guess it was fine. I could hit that. Anyway, girl, you have a good time tonight. Get some sweets, get some eats, drink it, tear it, fuck it up. Woo! Cheers, honey.
She feels uncomfortable.
Thank you for coming. Do you need anything? Are you having fun? Are you good? Are you drunk? Okay,
I know how she feels.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What? What? You just got here. At least one drink, right?
Nope, you really wouldn't like me after one drink. Oh, shot. I want a shot. Give me a shot.
Oh, he's back to normal. Okay, he's crying. Oh, he's got out of his pain.
So stupid. Shouldn't have come.
That was fast.
Hey, Looney. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to go.
Hey, that sounds like Blitzo, the always silent asshole. Hey, I knew it was you.
Fuck, man, where you been? You here for the party?
No, I'm just here picking up my daughter.
Oh, shit, you have a daughter now?
Adopted.
Man, you're already leaving? Things just got started. Come in and show us all up again.
No, thank you, but I think Looney wants to head back.
Howdy next to you wants to leave?
Watch it.
I mean, we could stay a little longer.
I think we need to go. I think it's been a long night.
Well, these people seem to know you. Come on. I think I want to give this another try. Please?
Okay, fine. Maybe one.